grace are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Finding life along the way, melodies we haven't played. No, I don't want no rest. Echoing around these walls, fighting to create a song. I don't wanna miss a beat. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on
What up? Come in. Coming in. Oh, amazing.
through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
Hope you're having a good start to your Tuesday.
And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands.
What up? What up? Chidip?
In number, fueled by them to see the
Yeah, no worries. Understood. Understandable.
we'll go.
That I will be wanting to get lots of work done myself. I think we'll get these. What do you reckon? Do you think we'll get these discs done today? Work done. Sure about that? Hey man, if you want to go fuck yourself, I'm ready to send you. Like, don't fucking be like that, dude. I need people who believe in what we're doing here, and if you're gonna fucking spread shade, subtle shade like that, I'm ready to just fucking cut my audience down. Like, I really am. Okay, cool, go cry. Go cry about it. Good. It's alright, it's just, you know, it's like Mark's disappeared and I'm worried that people are gonna try and take his fucking place as the person who pisses me off on streams. But, like, just be wary that, like, that person will last a lot fucking less time than Mark did. Left enough time to make a coffee. Okay. Hello. Hello. Let's pop the chat out. Get you on the right place. Lady with the lamp. No. No, because my brush actually is failing me. Is actually part of the reason why I stopped last night. Because I was doing little bubbles on the bottle side, which I'm going to have to change the focus for. I was doing bubbles on the bottle side, and I think that too that I've been workhorsing is just incapable of doing such fine detail freehand. Like, it wouldn't probably do eyes anymore without fucking them up repeatedly. So no, I stopped. I have stopped that for now. And obviously we're going to be painting the Tzangors, because that's what we're painting on stream at the moment. Just keep it consistent, so there's like a chronology or whatever. It's chronologically in order or whatever. I can't think of the words. I'm going to get a coffee. Yeah. Yeah, I'm so happy with how it's looking. I mean, I got it. I feel like I kind of have to make it the coolest looking version of the model that's ever been painted. So I'm going to be putting out all the stops on it. I think there will be some freehand around the cloak. And it might be texturized freehand to make it look like it's been stitched in. So okay, sorted. Yeah, we'll see. Started on the blue, didn't we? Let's get straight on that. We had 3, have you? Yeah. Yeah, no, I keep fucking myself with Tarkov. Tarkov coming back into my life is not a good thing, to be honest. It's sort of what happens when I tend to sort of like either refresh or get a obsession with a computer game is I end up staying up until shit o'clock. I think it's a part of it though, it's not all of it. There's other things going on. We have 5 actually. We have 5. And that's how many Tzangors still we have to paint for this set. Got those looking nice enough. The gems inside and the eye looks good. Ready for gold, that is, isn't it? I think they're gold. It's all gold trim, and then let me get my references up right here. Yeah, they're metal spikes, aren't they? Metal spikes, but the trim is gold. This is the one that I started. We're going to give that a dry brush on the top. We've got to do the same on the bottom. Do that with this now. And I think then they're all ready for gold and like finishing touches, like the spikes and the other finishing touches, really. Yeah, I think I might have to. It's bothersome because like I do need time to wind down in the daytime, but not finding it at the moment. Not finding time at all for anything, basically. Glad I went to go and see my family and friends on the weekend because I think I needed it, like, badly. It's sort of gotten a little bit starting to take its toll. Because the idea with the schedule is that I would be going out in the middle of... I'd go out in the mornings and I'd go out in the middle of the day. Especially important for me for winter because ultimately I am solar powered to a degree. And don't probably live as close as to the equator as I probably would personally choose to, maybe, but yeah, I'm solar powered and I need to be able to get out every day or I will be ill, frankly. We ain't doing it yet. Actually started with all the best intentions started and it all has trailed off a bit, basically. It did work when we first started the schedule. I was doing that. But yeah, anyway. It's just like 35 years of burning the candle at both ends. I sort of started to care more about my sleep pattern. I think maybe. One way or another, my body just doesn't care either way. My body, realise you're facing the wrong direction. Totally forgot. Yeah, my body, like, wants me to have 8 hours of sleep no matter what. Because of that. Now, what's frustrating about that is that I think I can push that boundary way more than I should. And, but it's frustrating because of the fact that, like, if I've got something I have to wake up for, I get up. But, and I do have to get up for all this stuff, but it's a different kind of have to. It's a different kind of have to than I have to go and catch a train at X time, or I have to be in at X time, or, you know, it's different. But I think sometimes it's that I don't have, like, it's not that my priorities aren't in order, it's more that I don't think that I hold my priorities up as my North Star. I really need to clean this space, it needs a good hoover. See, I regret already not doing blue oil on this. Really kind of do on this lad. Have a look. If you, oh. Let's just take a chunk of it. Do you know what? They've just literally put like Cantor Blue in there or something. It's not a wash. It's not a wash, is it? It's like just a dark blue. There's no metallic in it. Why didn't I look at this a little closer before? Okay. We're talking about this blue in here. In the inlay. I think they maybe even just glazed that. Glazed Cantor Blue as well. It's not the same. It's not the sort of black blue that you get from Drakenhof Nightshade. It's not. I think indecision is worse than no decision, as they say sometimes. I think this is one of those great examples of that right now. Excuse me as I acquire an oil paint. I think it's just going to be like it makes the most sense to just drop some ultramarine in there. I think it's just going to look better. It's a solid colour that is inside. It's not a metallic. It's nothing close to what I've ended up putting in there after putting a wash in. Anyway, right, let's mix it. What I'm going to do is need a proper clean one. We'll get away with rust. What's this? Whatever it is, it's stubborn. Decide to flip a coin when I can't make a decision. Yeah, that's it. Whatever it is, I think after learning that phrase, I think it's a good one. I just keep thinking about it. I think it's true. Just make a decision, go with it, and if you realise, like you should realise, you'll realise if it's a bad decision. Do you know what I mean? So I just flick that off with a little bit of a toothpick and a tiny touch of isopropyl. Just want to make sure that we don't have any pigments that might get involved in this process. That's better. Down there. Yeah. Okay, I think we're good now. A bit there. So once we get the white spirits in here, I'm sure that it would lift these sorts of little bits up. That's good, I think. On the No Copyright Sounds playlist again today. I don't know what I'm going to do about the music situation, because on YouTube it works. I feel like we've done many a stream with this kind of music, but I think I quite like to have my own personalised music, and as someone who can play music, it feels kind of silly that I don't. With all the recording equipment that I have, well, all the recording equipment. But to be fair, this microphone can record basically anything pretty well. So, and with the computer and the cable's the length to the cable for it, I do really have what I need for doing whatever I might want. It's just the instrumentation, I suppose, and like setting up programs I haven't used in ages. Ah, bless you. Oh, bless you, bless your soul. There's almost nothing more valuable than being told when the visuals or the audio is cacked. God bless you, sir. I only want a tiny bit of this, because we're not going to use much of it. Yeah. Okay, I'll take precautions. I'll do the right thing. God, I hate taking care of myself sometimes. No, not really. It's not that bad. I will jack a window. I'll get the extractor on. I'm going to take the actual paint. That'll be. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah. Ah, God. I think the only issue with the music situation is I kind of I've listened to NCS so much, and quite honestly, like, as good as the music is, it doesn't have a very nice message in it. If you listen to if you're someone like me who listens to the lyrics, it's most of the time the lyrics of NCS music is kind of questionable, if you ask me. It's not something to necessarily even... In fact, do you know what? Now I've reminded myself of that. Let's not have a stream of NCS music. Because it's like, whenever there's lyrics, it's sort of like, they're incidental. You don't consciously listen to them, which means that there's a risk that you're unconsciously taking them in. Let's change something out. Let's change it to something else. So, tell you what, I know what we can do. We were very classy yesterday as well. We were very classy. So, weren't we? Is that right? Does that sound right? Let's try the cinematic genre in the audio library, because, like, as mid as the YouTube audio library sometimes can be, sometimes it's actually really impressive, and you get to hear people you've never listened to before. Right? Yeah. Okay. Cool. Thanks. You're the phenomena, are you, dude? For sure. There you go. That's a little bit less aggressive and annoying and full of shit. Are we far enough into the stream to say that? Cool. There's some synthwave stuff. Chill. It's NCS. No lyric. Yeah. No, I'm with you. Like, synthwave that I like, and dark synth as well. I really like. If it were up to me, there's a particular album that I would be listening to today. Actually, I was kind of thinking about starting the day with Daft Punk's Only Human album, because I realised that I've not really given that album a proper listen in, like, or ever possibly. So I was going to do that, but obviously if we play that on YouTube, then YouTube will strike us and you won't be able to hear me speaking. Oh, we've also got applauses things, so there you go. Let's get rid of that. He's a good lad, but I don't need his name on my stream all day. Can we see this? Yeah, because we're the zoomed out mode, right? Well, I think that that's probably enough. I'm not the best at judgment on this yet. There you go, that was difficult. It was a struggle, apparently. Go. Yeah, I think it's going to be okay. I think it's going to be strong enough. We'll see. I don't know. I actually don't think it is. It's a bit weak. Let's see. Don't know. A little bit more. It's definitely the right colour though. I feel like. This is the thing. I think they use oils, man. I think they just use them. Like genuinely. I think that there's no hesitation. If they're like, I want to do this. This is the best way for me to do it. And they just use the oil. I reckon. Do you think? What do you reckon? I don't know. I think that they do. That's my thoughts. I bet they've all got a bit of oil in their desk drawers or whatever. Oh, pop your little drawers out. I think I need to add just a little bit more to that. I don't think it's strong enough quite. Very blue, doesn't it? Needs a bit darker than that. No, I think it's kind of in shadow a little bit because of the way that the light's being cast, and it's also the fact that you've got like the brightness of the silver highlight right next to it. It makes it look darker than it really is, kind of. Your brain is tricking you, effectively, I think. It could be a little bit darker, but I think that, yeah, maybe it could. But it might also dry darker. So for me, this is a matter of sort of familiarity with oils, which is why I want to use more of them and should use more of them, so that I get used to the finish, you know. It might look very, very blue and rich, but once it's dried, it may end up, I don't know, may end up a little darker. Maybe if someone knows. Also, this is quite, you know what, I'm noticing quite a lot, this is quite a cheap oil paint compared to what I'm used to. Doesn't feel like it's mixing particularly well. We do have an intense blue and Payne's grey from a much better line. Where that is sort of starting to look like what I want it to do, I think. We do a test area, yeah, it's actually DYs. No, that'll. My only concern is it's not gonna be that I need to gloss the area really, because it's intense enough for what I want, but it's not. This surface is probably not going to be glossy enough for it to wick the way that I want it to, for it to zoom about. And glossing it, which will mean another 10-ish minutes of wait time at least, waiting, and then that's going to end up drying a fair bit. I think we could test area on the underneath down there, right? That would make most sense. Which one do I use for this job again? This one, I guess? What have I done with this? I think I soaked this brush severely. So I have to get this... I haven't used oil paints in a while. I'll get this out. Good. It's a bit messy. Okay. Hey, how's it going? Just an oil tube thin down. It is an oil tube paint that we thin down with spirits. So this is my best brush for oils, really. Holds a nice point. There's a big belly. Big belly. Yes. So. Okay. My hand's relatively dry. There you go. Probably a little bit intense, and it's probably not going to flow as well. It's not as strong as I need it to be, is it? At all. Although, alright, so more pigment. More pigment is needed. And I do think we will add maybe a bit of Payne's Grey or something to it. Shit. Oh shit. I'm just a spoon today, being a spanner. It is a bit fucking chaotic here actually, really. This space right now. It is a bit chaotic. Let me do a couple of things. Reduce the chaos. Yeah, so those oil paints that I got from the art store, kind of crap. Kind of expected though, but I just wanted to have like the rest of the colours that I might not have from the most basic kind of colours that you want to have. I expect I'll probably use them and be perfectly happy with them over time. Right, that's a bit better then. So don't put that up there. Let's see if the noise suppressor's working. It's absolutely not working even remotely at all, is it? It's like the noise suppression, in fact, is just like broken. Yeah, no, I think it's. We'll see in a second, right? It is a bit bright, you know, maybe, but again, I think it might be shadows and just pure opacity. It is very blue, really, when you look at it. But it is probably a darker blue, but we're still waiting for this to dry. And also bearing in mind that we are going to brighten all of the metallics up, right? So, if I pause the music just for a moment, that's going on in the background. That's probably more obvious with the music off. It's around the same level. So I think I'm just going to have to put the noise gate on for it. Hello, noise gate? How high do I have to go? I'm well above what it's actually registering. That's super interesting. Is it even that? It is that. It's almost like... Well, it's just like that filter's just not working at all. There you go. Okay. We're good. We got it. Come on. Yeah. Yeah. Right, okay. Mask. We will sack that blue off and we will use... Gee, is that Fey though? It is... No, it's probably not. Maybe it would work. Thin down. That might just sort it out. Dude, I get to try these new paints. I've used my Abtil and I know they're good. Tape I don't need in there. Okay, it's all a little bit more organized. Less cluttered. Shit. Found the blue. Oh, I'll tell you what, finish my coffee whilst I'm here. Blue in the picture looks like sapphire blue. From who? Or is that just the name of the pigment? What did you use to find it? So it's the pigment light name. Blue chart. Blue colors from light to dark. So you send it via Discord. Send me a link via Discord. The problem will be is the fact that it depends, right? Like on your screen, my screen, and my camera and my output, and there's a lot that, like, basically, if we start to go down this road, we'll never. It's just pointless. Basically, it's a pointless road that we're going down in terms of exact color matching. Because we'll never across the internet between my camera, OBS, how that's displayed and then uploaded and then displayed on your screen. This is something that I have learned. And like, obviously this is one of those things as well, right? Is that like, there's three different sapphire blues on the top here, right? Maybe 5, really, if they're saying this is sapphire, and like, in fact, that's different to that. Even they look very similar, but they're different. Obviously, you obviously 1, 2, 3. That's different from that. That's different from both of those. That might be the same as that. They might be the only 2 matches on this whole top row. Although that is also a very close match to that, but that's a bit lighter. Yeah, these are like the only 2 matching blues on this page, on this top row. Top left 3. This one. I've closed the picture now as well. Where the hell is the edge of this one? Why can't I grab it? Oh, it's changed it. Oh, I hate how it does that. Oh, what the fuck? What is move? Why isn't middle or left mouse click move? I just have to zoom back out again. Can I zoom in a particular place? There you go. There you go. I think that's probably the best part that you actually get to see there, right? Oh, fuck off. Then I move it and it fucking kills it. Thanks, Windows. Thanks, Windows 11. Yeah, but it's still not right, is it? That's the thing. Like, that's pretty close, but so's this. Like, this is pretty close. And this is a pretty good... This is probably a good, like, mix of phthalo and the blue that I'm using, and an intense blue. It's just like, so what I've just come, yeah, it's fine. That's why we don't do backseating and like don't take recommendation from other people on what painting is going on, because it's just, again, this is like slowed us down. I would have just finished painting that blue in there probably if I hadn't have just done that. We'd have probably already have gotten quite a few bits like wicked up and blued up. Oh, it's alright. It's okay. Yeah, you're not the only person who's fallen afoul of learning that, like, you know, yeah, I've put enough hours in and got enough experience in painting that, like, I'm capable of doing good experimentation and generally getting the results I want without guidance from others. But like 5,000 hours, or like probably 7,000 hours or something, maybe, of doing something will do. God, it's probably more than that. Mad to think. But yeah, I actually think, and I say this to people, it's just don't listen to other people's advice. Get on with what you want to do. Get on with what you want to do. Trust in your instinct. If your gut is healthy, then your instinct will be good. And listening to other people and their advice is often the thing which will put you in like the worst situations that you've ever been in your life, from my experience. Just have faith in your own abilities and have faith in your own judgment. Having that will give you more power in your movement and more momentum. And momentum is not just for content creation like I do, but like with many things in life, momentum can just be everything sometimes. You just need to get going and keep moving. So there's some advice for you that you can take to the bank. Just don't fucking listen to advice. Unless you seek it, especially, like, that's different. When someone says, I need help with something. And to be clear, I do need help being told when I've got the wrong shit on screen, or my microphone and shit like that sounds sounds bad. I need help with stuff like that, chat, and I will free and openly admit it to you and tell you right now that's the kind of shit I definitely need help with occasionally from you guys. Like, and we have good chats and stuff, and I'm always open to helping everyone else out with their hobby. But whilst this is my stream, and I have a lot of hours in, maybe not oil painting, but you know, basically, unless like Eric Swinson turns up or something in chat, yeah, I'm the authority here on painting. Or like if like you know, Infernal Brush turned up, you know. Oh shit! I probably shouldn't use the back of my glove to do that with white spirits, but I think we can probably get away with this without glossing. Just got to be super careful. It's going to take way longer though, isn't it? It's just not dark enough either. Not going to get the coverage at the moment, it seems. I have to be massively loaded, don't I? Oh, it's just so much easier either way. So much easier. We can maybe do something else. I don't want to say. Just crack on with it now. Magic of oil painting. Waiting for celeb eyes to turn up, right? Yeah, that's gonna happen. No, I mean, I'm good, but I ain't that good. Eric Swinson's not gonna likely turn up in here, you know? Because, I don't think Eric has got anything he can learn off me. You know, if Vinci Venturella turns up, if, you know? If a Golden Demon winner suddenly appears in chat, then obviously then, you know, we will be very humbled and thankful for their presence, basically. And surprised, honestly, surprised that they're here, if that were to happen. But, yeah. I'm not, but some of those people are, you know, 20,000 hours, you know. of time invested from never stopping when they were kids, which is cool. I think you can just, if you enjoy the hobby, don't listen to other people's fucking negative shit about it when you're a teenager. But also, do chase girls and be normal. That's also good and healthy. It's maybe a good thing to give up the warhams for a little bit when you're a teenager. I think it did me some good, to be fair. Try to think about doing the same thing now. Do me good. I think zoom in on that. No, not really. Right here, be back. No, right here, baby. Baby. Is that what? Is that? Right here, baby. I don't know. Just don't ask for help. I've learnt not to. I think no. Asking for help is very good. It's important that people know to ask for help. That's the opposite of what I'm saying. I'm saying like if you know you need help, you shouldn't hesitate to ask people for help. Most people will be very generous with their time and help you out. What I'm saying is to, I'm saying that you should have faith in yourself when you're making decisions and things, and not be changed by the influence of what other people's thoughts and ideas as to what you should do should be. Which is what, when people offer unsolicited advice, right? It's like someone influencing you intentionally or not in your decision making. Ideally, you wouldn't have people around in your life who give you unsolicited advice. I feel the same way. Yeah, I do. I just wouldn't have people give me unsolicited advice. It's just, it's sort of an indication of lack of faith, even if not intended, in the person, right? It's like, no, I'll do it. It's all right. I got this. You do you. I'll do me. Cheers, man. Nice one. Yeah, no, I think the thing is that it's a common struggle that many people have, right? We're just gonna run with it on the top like this. And at the end of the day, like, this is something that I've had words with loads of people about, and it's like I think when it gets explained a certain way, people are like, oh yeah, no, I get it, But like most people just haven't had it explained to them that way, and they kind of loads of people are actually you're either seeking guidance, right? You kind of usually either seek. This is like in general in life. You're in a state of either seeking guidance, in which case it's down to you to find it, solicit that guidance, and get the information you're after, or you're in a state of like doing the thing you need and want to do. And those are good states to be in, kind of thing, almost. But when you are in the doing mode, that comes in like kind of, oh, why don't you try this? You're like, well, I'm already trying this. I'm already doing the thing.
It's weird. It's a weird one, like, because most people do it. Like I say, like, it's, and most people in this chat at some point have been through this very conversation with me, so you're not alone. At all. Don't feel like you're alone in that, or, you know, that's, it's something that probably took me, well, yeah, 40 years to learn. So, at the end of the day, it's something that, like, I've always sort of been aware of philosophically, but until I moved into this flat because of my brother making me panic because of listening to his advice, it never really hit me quite as hard. And then I was like, man. And then I started to look into it and listen to what other people had to say on the subject. And I was like, yeah, fuck listening to anyone's advice. It's almost always a bad idea. Unless you sort it out, and then you'll make your own mind up. Anyway, most or any independently minded person would. So, yeah, it's a funny thing. It's such a funny thing, an interesting kind of like philosophical and operational aspect of everything that like we do. In a weird way, you know. So we're constantly having to make decisions. It's great, we'll be able to clean all of this up. If there's any excess. It's just the obvious answer. Isn't it? We'll give it a very careful dry brush of silver to knock all the sort of bluiness of the silver away. And we can come in with like the white aluminium edge highlight pure. It should come out nice. You're going to have to give it a satin varnish, I think. It was good chatting with Solway last night. He is a very experienced painter when it comes to like bigger models. His smaller models look great. He loved his little like Titanica stuff. Really nice, man. I've always liked his painting. Always been a fan of his stuff. Painting wise, for sure. And he had someone on the shout-outs. So he did full shout-outs for everyone. Did it at the end of the stream as well. And of course, his voice is always so good. He's got such... His voice on his microphone has just always been fucking bang on. So it's nice. Really nice to hang out in this stream. In that respect. Actually. Because, like... I don't think I have for a long time. And I think maybe, you know, that's my own prejudices that kind of got in the way of that or something. Maybe a bad experience at some time or another, but man, if people aren't, like myself included, aren't prepared to kind of like get over some sort of little personal idiosyncratic issue or whatever, then what chance do I have on this platform or online in general? Yeah. It's so easy to be misunderstood on whatever subject unless you're very specifically speaking on a very particular subject with people who are very familiar with speaking on it almost, really. I'll clean that up in a sec. But yeah, man, you're all good, TD. You're all good, dude. Man, the amount of people I've had to say that to, and I never mean it in a horrible way, but I genuinely mean it like as a sort of life advice thing. You should believe in yourself so far as that you don't, that like unsolicited advice should be unwelcome to you. Is almost what I'm saying. Do you know what I mean? And then when you seek advice, just be thankful that people love to give advice. That's the thing, right? We all love to give advice because we like to think that we know enough to help someone, right? And it's not even knowledge necessarily. It's about like approach, right? So it might be that just like your perspective might help, which is true, right? Often, most often, it is the case that like perspective helps everyone's understanding, right? Yeah, man, it's just way to do it, isn't it? We'll give it a satin varnish, lock it in once we've cleaned it up. That'll maintain most of the luster of the metallic. I should just use oils for so many of these angles, really. I think there's a lot of stuff I could have sped along using these angles, but it's like this desire to stick within the Citadel system because I'm painting Citadel models and I'm trying to paint them to the box art. There's like an internal part of the brain that goes, well, you better use Citadel paints for that. Better just use the Citadel system to get it painted up like that. I know better, but still, it's getting out of the habit of it. Understanding when like these techniques are applicable and the best thing to do is just a matter of, again, me trusting myself. Because I said, didn't I say this? I said, if you weren't, you may not have been here, but I said this when I started these models off. I was like, I should probably do an oil wash on those. And yet the first time we passed it, I'm using Drakenhof Nightshade, using the Citadel system, not trusting in myself, in my initial gut thoughts, you know? Again, coming back to the fact that, like, really, in order to trust yourself and your decision making, you kind of do need to have, like, your gut in a good order, in my opinion, because that is the driving force of, like, making good decisions based on instinct. There's a reason that is like the way that it's described in language. Gut feelings, you know. Go with your gut. It's because it's incumbent on your gut to be healthy in order for you to get good gut feelings. Anyway. YouTube tunes have been alright. The first couple were a bit weird, but really I need to, I guess, let them dry, which shouldn't take too long in a way, because we've got loads of white spirits, but I think the oils still do stick about, don't they? This is where I'm like, do I clean it up, lock it in with a satin varnish, and then come in with a second pass? Do it all again so it's even stronger? Or is this going to be strong enough? Some places, like, sometimes it looks like it's strong enough and then sometimes it doesn't, like in there. Or do I just fix that with a bit of acrylic? I think I should probably just fix it with a bit of acrylic after the satin varnish. It's going to be like quick and easy fix. It's only going to be in these little areas where it's a little wider. They go easier for me to get my brush into. Yeah, hitting the deep life advice stuff today like that. Like that's I always feel like one of the most important things that I feel like I've kind of come to the conclusion of and think now at this point, you know. Or advice conversation. Interesting one. Yes. No, I'm not getting such good flow there. Probably a little bit of evaporation of white spirits and the fact that my brush is overloaded now and doesn't have white spirits at the back. Yeah. What I'm going to do is Send that out. Avoid the brush. Probably put a nicotine patch on as well. Shouldn't I? Haven't had one of those today. Made sure to take the other one off. Hopefully. I've got to remember that I can't wipe my brush on my glove. Takes some getting used to. It's just need a bit more white spirits. Yeah, no, it's always good to talk shop with with someone like Solway, man. Always good to talk shop with someone like that who's got like, you know, I mean, probably similar amounts of hours in the hobby as me, maybe more, you know. I think probably more, especially with his scale model experience. It's pretty close. Like, we just need to drop some blue in a few spots, really, right? That's could try getting it so it's a little bit more opaque in these spots, just with another pass, I guess, ultimately. It's just how much is it gonna do what it's already done and shift to the corners? Probably quite a bit. I suppose wouldn't it make sense if I was to actually make a thicker mix of the oil paint? Would that just make more sense? And I think it still is going to the edges, but it is making it more intense. It is making it more opaque around the corners. Maybe I'm not flooding it enough. Again, whether or not the gloss would a gloss would have helped the flow, of course. But would it have helped the flow so much that actually more would flow off the brush? Can we get more opacity? I don't know. Nicky would know. Nicky would know. That's the thing. He has done lots of metallic work. He's kind of like the guy. That was the other reason why it was great to talk last night about. Talk shop with Nicky, is because metals are like his thing. Like TMM is totally his thing. Whereas obviously, self-admittedly, TMM is not my thing, and I'm kind of relearning it. Or learning it for the first time, I would say. But Nicky's done more metal than most people have had hot breakfasts or dinners or lunch or whatever it is that they have that's hot when they eat it. So, yeah, good to listen to what he had to say. Educational and all that. Yeah, that's quite good actually. I think that will be satisfactory after a quick clean up. It won't take much effort. For a second. Yeah. What is the plan for all of you today? Who's doing what? Fiend's got a lot of work on today, so he's going to be lurking, hard lurking. Are you playing a bit? Are you indulging in a little bit of Tarky at any point, to do, or? You up to that? What's your day looking like? Hopefully we'll see a few of the people show up or break luck, as I say. Yeah, this was just the obvious answer. On this occasion, it'd be silly not to have done oil washes. Very, very silly. I like this. We found a decent one here. Bit of dark synth. No doubt it's displaying wrong because we've got the tune set up, but we don't have to do attribution. I don't. Oh, maybe we do actually. Have I even got? No, they're all audio. They're all YouTube audio license. Use. Yeah, no attribution required. Is that changing on this list at all? Good. Don't want that to have to be something I have to do later on down the line. Attribute people's music to the stream. If I don't have to. Very thankful to the Grey Room, Density and Time, for their releases, and everyone else who releases stuff on YouTube Audio Library. Very, very grateful. I should go and add some on there myself, so that I also can contribute towards that, really. Cool. It was kind of turned out alright, despite the fact that it's had the what's it on it? Fuck off. Looks a bit dirty, but we will clean it up. Arguably, the combination is actually the one that's coming out maybe the closest kind of blue, but I'm not 100% sure. You know what I mean? It's sort of almost like this Strackenhoff and the oil wash is the one that's looking the closest blue. It's like dark but strongly blue, obviously blue. It's a little bit more opaque, isn't it? Right, I think we'll clean them up now. So, let's clean them up. Oh, hold on. There you go. That's that one. Oh, so nice. Taxilay restrict myself for now. Sounds good. Sounds healthy. Research, sorting out some more of the zombies. Nice, nice. Nice. Have you been able to get any stripper on the way? To clear them out. To clear them off. Clear them up. There you go. Brain. Just go around these edges because reasons. We should put these under. I'll put them under a bit of a varnish after I have cleaned them up. Just clean them up now. don't think we need disc glue anywhere else on these discs either, so... But I probably would have used them on the skin of the Tzangors if I had gone that way originally, but I think we've got to stick with the recipe that we've got for the Tzangor's skin. It's not too quick a slower workup. Acrylic workup. I think that's fine. Right, clean. Yeah, that's good, that's good. No, I don't need any of this.
You're back in the mode, just getting some I was going to say strumpets. I might be getting myself a second coffee in a second. We have been here for an hour and a half. No worries, no worries. Does remind me, I do actually wonder if they're still any good. Now that I've remembered that I have those, I don't see how I go on without having one. I swear I need it. I need to clip this onto something so it can just hang downwards until it dries out. Very strange. Is this? There is one. There just isn't. I just don't have. I just don't have that. Yeah, you. Let's just go again. One of those. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Yeah, we'll make a quick coffee again. I can do that. Is that going to work? Yes, that should work. Just about. Cool. Place for my brush to hang on to. I will be right back as well. I think I might have something to snack on other than a boiled egg. Probably not. No, it's a bit gone. Yeah. Need to close that up properly. And it's right up there. I'll go shopping pretty much now. Gotta get some food in. Rice and peas otherwise. Love the rice and peas. Peanut butter. Not sort of hot, I suppose, but priorities question mark. This music's a little bit boring, maybe. They're fucking... Yeah, we're gonna skip this one. Skip this one. It's not that it's bad, Forty, but it just ain't what I'm after today. And we're just gonna skip on to Lish Grooves. Come on. How much better this is gonna be. Yeah, we're doing with that. Got Rim Worldwide. The guitar. Same. Single drop. Looks like that. If you're enjoying the break, won't be too much longer. Yeah. It's just yeah, that was a nice one. That Dusty Road Magic by Chris Hagen, wasn't it? This sounds pretty dramatic, but last track was by the same person. It sounded alright. Gotta try things out. Gotta try different things out. Oh, I should have bought something else back with me when I came back. Oh no, got one right here. Oh, I just had a little audio click. Did you guys just have that, or is that just my? Is that just me like rolling over my my headset connection or something? I don't know. A moment of like a little, like when my air compressor used to turn on, a little pop. Okay. Although to be honest, we could satin varnish now and actually just overbrush with the silver, couldn't we? Because also I don't want to get confused between the oil wash that I put down and the fact that we do have some acrylic wash here that I would love to clean up, but I'm not going to clean up very nicely with white spirits, am I? Then there's also the fact that I'm going to get this stuff all over it, isn't there? Maybe if I use the other... I do have, I think, yeah, we've still got some cotton buds that shouldn't deposit to bits. But I'm always feel a little bit weird about dipping like what is, I guess, some sort of polyester thing into white spirits. Like that doesn't sound a good idea. Anyway, let's try this. Plus it's flat and it's like the perfect shape for the area I want to get into. Okay, over. Anywhere that it needs doing here too much? Yeah, it's a little bit too strong as well, to be fair. A little bit too much white spirits, maybe. There is a little bit of guff inside it, probably because it's a little dusty from lack of use. So, and they also probably could be more fluffy than they are, but they've probably been used before. These permanent cotton swabs that you can get. See, that's all fine. It's all on the underneath. No one's really going to see that. And again, with satin varnish, come back in with some silver. We'll fix it. I think that's fine. Make sure we haven't left any light cotton swab. Really, actually, that'd be nice. We'll fix all. I think we'll fix all of the rest of it with. Just can't help myself though, can I? I'm going to end up taking off more than I think I want though, and it'll be easier to control that with a little overbrush of the actual metallic. Won't it? So why don't you just stop touching it? Right. Let's do this one as well. So similar. Got some Donkey Kong vibes to this. We were talking about Donkey Kong just yesterday, weren't we? How did he come up? It confused the crap out of me, I think, when it did. Something to do with North Korea? That was so confusing. I almost wish I hadn't even brought it up. I was like, what the fuck is going on in chat? Why is this? Why me? No. My chat hates me. They're talking about things that make no sense. Right, there you go. I think ready for satin varnish. Cool, cool. Cool, 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 cool. Oh shit. It's really just satin varnish on these, and then we can start doing the rest of the metallics on all of the other discs. So let's get that on the go right away. Let's not talk about any further. First of all, yeah, we're good. We've cleaned up as much as we need to with a little bit of a makeup sponge cotton bud. Made a coffee. I've seen about stuff about in my accounts they could have left. It's like I think an ultimate day that I have to have them done by. So that's something that as soon as I finish stream today, I really need to get on with. Just put everything else aside, and then and then I need to go to the dairy because I can't carry on buying plastic milk for the price that it is. And also, actually, I need to call my dairy and make sure that they're not using both there. Because as much as I love them, I need to still need to make sure I'm drinking. So. What these things up? Let's do a little bit of clean up. Speaking of which, oh god, that's not on properly. We're in. Edge perch. Oh, no. Hold on. You're attached in multiple locations. Wait. It's always a slightly different way this ends up going on. I feel like every time. Ooh. go. Looking at that pot on your desk, like is flubber gonna pop out? Pop the desk. Hello? You mean the white spirits? What do you mean this? Which one? Which pot? Looking for any other pot on my desk, but those are the pots that I've got. White spirit pot. Right. This one. Does look rather scientific, I suppose, doesn't it? Oh, flubber. What a callback. That's a movie I don't remember. Really? Will Smith? Was it? Not very good, was it? I don't think I ever sat through the whole thing. I think I was like, what? Why am I watching this? Fuck watching this. What, you want to watch this? Well, fine, go ahead and watch it. I'm not going to watch it. I'm going to go and do something else. I think that's how that went. It's a bit of a callback of my own. Oh, yes, Robin Williams. What am I thinking of? Where it's like Flubber ripoff. It's like the sort of Disney Pixar sort of like fight version of Flubber. Where... Is that right? Isn't it Will Smith? There's a similar movie, and it's about a similar scientific material thing. That, like, does a similar thing. Like, makes you bounce. Is that what does Flubber do again? Didn't it make you bounce or something? What did it do? I can't remember what the movie is at all. I can't remember. I don't do movies. Fuck movies. Fuck the movie industry. Fuck Hollywood. All their messaging, all their messaging is shit. That looks pretty much in my needs. Where? Number one. That's the map, isn't it? That is the map. Saturn. He's calf bloat and stuff. Right, okay. Okay. Wasn't there like, didn't Will Smith like have a similar sort of green goop material which he put in his shoes and everyone could jump higher or something like that? God knows, man. He's like, yeah, going back to childhood in a way that is like, it's reviewing the, you know, these movies that like kind of got people excited to get into material sciences in a big way. Probably are to some degree responsible, but I suppose have influenced people greatly. Movies like that, sort of wonder what they themselves could create materialistically that could give some sort of extraordinary gain to some field or another.
particularly sick.
Well, looking particularly thick today, Satin Varnish. Oh. Where is mine? There is mine. Usual bit of blow aid. Still disgusting water in there, really, but hopefully. I'm sure it was a problem. Sure, why not? I don't see why not. Okay, it's a single reason. Press that. There we go. Suddenly remember that I have cabinets and lights behind me to sort of make the place look a little bit more impressive and professional. Yeah, I probably did watch Flubber, but I think I'd already sort of started to fall out of interest of watching Hollywood cinema. Started to get into, I got into like world cinema for a bit, then realised that world cinema is just like jaded shit sometimes. Like. But I can enjoy a movie. I just need to sit down with people to enjoy it really most of the time, I would say. Yeah. Wonderful. Got a fucking really weird spray. The fact my airbrush setup isn't as it should be, but I know what's wrong. I kind of know what's going on with it. It's the fact that I have like old and new needles and all sorts of weird shit like that going on with it is like part of the issue that I have with my Arden steam bed now. I wish I'd have known that they were going to change all of that shit before they changed it, so I could have bought a load of their old stock. I'd have just happily kept the old styles of everything. Like, that's a whole subject for another day. That really, I should make a video about that matter. To be honest, I should really create a video on the whole harder and Steenbeck airbrush needle tip shit. Well, don't really want to stir. It's not stirring. It's exactly the sort of thing I should do, which is making people aware of something, or at least like starting a conversation on something that I think people should be more aware of, and just hasn't gotten talked about. It's like certain people just like made some partnerships with them, things changed, they're not the same, they're inferior to what it used to be in my, and like everyone just makes out like it's fine and it doesn't matter because all of those people are all making money out of it. It's kind of how it feels like from my perspective sometimes, but anyway. Is at the moment dead? Maybe, yeah. I was working with someone a little while ago on something, but the French film director, and they were actually quite successful and stuff. On something to do with sleep and dreams. And he found me through the long streams we used to do, and the fact that we'd done like sleeping on stream. And he connected with a few other people who did similar things on Twitch, and was interested in the kinds of dreams people had when they did sleeping on stream, and they'd like fallen asleep on stream or something like that. But in the end, I didn't really proffer him many dreams that often, so I was not the best subject for the because he wanted lots of audio of people like, yeah, reciting their dreams basically. But his cinematography was quite nice to watch. I've probably done this way too tight, and I'm probably just not going to stick it on my head like this, and then I'll probably end up snapping like the elastic. Then maybe I'll be forced to get something other than elastic that goes around my head with this mask. Oh, that's cool. This one. Let's just go straight in with that. Didn't take a moment. A bit of hydrophobia, maybe that's from the oils or whatever. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what's been good. Brain fogged? Oh, no worries. Shit. Not cinemas, yeah. Maybe. I mean, I just avoid it. Yeah, I mean, in terms of like things being made to the same sort of standards as what we had with like Hitchcock or forgetting my favourite director's name now. Did The Shining and Space Odyssey, Space 2001, Space Odyssey. Oh yeah. Kubrick. Yeah, it's I'd agree, basically, because both of those guys are like my favourite directors, and not much that's as good as what they did in a way, like from what I've seen. They are long gone, dead. Forces of cinema, of course. Forces of nature. Respect. I was saying like Alfred Hitchcock and what I just said. To repeat myself, but then that was actually streaming. Someone help me out. Someone just repeat the name that I just said. 2001: A Space Odyssey, The Shining. Can't even think of this fucking movie. If you don't know, I don't care. You don't also know, then fuck it. Doesn't matter. It's really not important. Again, it's just Hollywood. It's just some external thing. But that'll do it.
Gotta save a bit for the underside. Doesn't matter, it's movies. Fuck movies. Fuck, fuck movies in Hollywood. Even those guys are probably like really fucking the fucked up. It's fucking. Like, probably did some really dodgy shit. I think we're good to turn over. Cool. Inside edges. Oh, so the perfect amount. I'm just about to run out. Dry all that off. Come with a dry brush, or well, an overbrush of silver. Lost some of that there, haven't we? Oh, I'm happy. That just might be a bit heavy either way. But the blue didn't just disappear there. I think it's just the varnish, isn't it? Waiting for that to dry. Actually built up though. Might end up lightening the blue. That'd be annoying. Just go a little bit overboard on these, I guess. On this side, a little bit heavily. Not too much. That one's dried out now. I don't know. On this one, I went a bit heavy. Fine. Cool. Might be good. Good. I think that's all dried. Probably dry enough to touch, right? So. Yep, we're all out. There you go. Don't want to leave this in there though. That's a good way to ruin my airbrush. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Kubrick is who I meant. Kubrick.
Make Kubrick. Kubrick and Hitchcock. In case you couldn't hear me with the mask on. Doesn't matter. Don't care. Don't care about it. Don't care about movies and Hollywood, and it's not that I don't enjoy cinematography, and I think that's to my detriment. Like I do enjoy cinematography. There's a lot I enjoy about it. I just sort of like it's just a lot of shit to watch that takes up a lot of time. That like some of it's shit and some of it's not, and you have to have subscription service for it, and not really that bothered. Like enough stuff of my own to get on with, you know, like that's entertaining enough for me personally. That about it. it's cool if people enjoy movies. And I'm sorry that, like, in a lot of cases, I'm not going to get people's references for movies. I don't really tend to feel like I'm missing out for missing out on movie references. I know. Technically, I guess I am, but what's that? There you are, sneaky piece of paper. There are some movies I am a big fan of, and that I have watched multiple times, and that I can talk about and enjoy, but they're somewhat limited. You know? Really enjoyed the Matrix trilogy, but like especially 1 and 2. Love the Lord of the Rings. Love the Lord of the Rings animations. Liked the original Blade Runner, and apparently the new one's worth watching, but I'm still not so sure about it. What else? What I'll do. Yeah. What else? Like, really enjoyed the Hellboy movies. They were just fun. The Hellboy movies were just fun. Like, Indiana Jones movies, they're fun. The old, is there gonna be a new Predator movie? They better not fuck that up. It's such a simple thing to not fuck up. But, like, wasn't, like, the last Predator movie, like, shit? Okay, yeah, Aliens, maybe the third one, but then it sort of trails off a little bit. Prometheus is shit. What else? Is like there are some movies like that I have watched and they are really amazing. Like say like, and there are movies I want to watch, but I just haven't gotten around to watching. Like I want to watch. Oh God. Once the paint seeps in, look how filthy and disgusting my fingers are. This is why I should just wear gloves all the time. Now I have to clean my fingernails. Well, they could maybe do with a trim too. Anyway, enough about my grooming inadequacies. Where were we? I'm Back to the Future, and I'm down for all three of those movies. I'm down for all three of the Back to the Futures, pretty much all the time. Yeah, so Blade Runner, the original cartoons of Ghost in the Shell 1 and 2, they're really like that, and maybe Psychopaths are like the only real animes that you need to watch. Maybe, like you don't really need to watch any other animes. Like you can do like, yeah, okay, go watch Ninja Scroll, I guess, and maybe some old classics like what's that one where like the dude's just got like an iron fist or some shit, like Akira Kurosawa movies, just all of Akira Kurosawa movies. But it's very limited, you know, like there's just so much garbage that's just littered around all of this gold. Apocalypse Now is good, you know. Demolition Man's fucking amazing. And a lot of the movies that actually were all around that time, which were all of a similar ilk, were actually kind of amazing. Very insightful in ways. It's in Demolition Man, and also you think of the one about the memory where he goes to Mars. Sorry. Die Hard is fun. Die Hard's fun, right? I'm gonna piss a lot of people off to say that Die Hard's not really like amazing. Like, in terms of, like, what's the message in Die Hard, right? Like, go be like a special agent cop, it's really cool, or something? Okay, True Lies is good, but they're alright. They're alright. But, like, they're not Demolition Man or Total Recall, right? See what I'm saying? They're good. They're all good. They're all that kind of ilk and era, but, like, Back to the Future is life. Indian Star Wars, yeah, you got to give Star Wars time. But, of course, everyone misinterprets the Star Wars franchise. Everyone's got that mixed up. Apart from a few people on the internet, like Nima Parvini. He gets it. He gets the franchise of Star Wars. He gets the true underlying storyline of what's going on. Of course, Palpatine is the good guy, of course. In the Star Wars movies. Of course. The Jedi is just a weak order, Of course you should master your emotion. The Sith are absolutely right about that. Anyway, next thing on the painting agenda. Better leave something about that with some liquid in and something in, so I remember that I actually need to deal with it. Make sure I give it a proper clean, but it's passing liquid, which is always the mistake. It's always a mistake, actually. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to roll the needle a bit back so it can slowly trickle out the front and hopefully keep it from locking up or losing complete flow. We might end up going back to the airbrush before the end of the day because we've got to do the Minotaur and reprime the Minotaur. And actually I want to do more airbrush work on the Minotaur. It's silly not to just, with a model that size, to not do loads of work with the airbrush before we get started. Get them full of colours and things. But I mean, I'm like kind of half joking about the Palpatine thing. But it's I think it's too openly accepted, the kind of ideology, without question, because of the fact that, like, they're presented so well as the good guys, and you connect with those characters, the good guy characters, in the movies, that especially like the first three that came out, episode 4, 5, and 6. It's that basically the Jedi code doesn't get examined. It's just sort of like this which is probably, because I think as well, to be honest, I think the sort of like codification of that comes in 1, 2, and 3, doesn't it, or something? Like they kind of like list out what the actual Jedi code is. I don't think they mention it in the first 3 movies, episode 4, 5, and 6. So, but the moment that they codify the actual like philosophy of the Jedi, it's just like it kind of ruins it to a degree. If it wasn't for the amazing like telling of the politics of the story in 1, 2, and 3, it would really not be worthy of any time or consideration, especially with Jar Jar Binks. unless he is the hand in the shadows and is actually like a dark Sith, in which case that's a hilarious. But Thanks, man. I'm glad you think that I've got great taste in movies. There's the Badlands, Sent in the Future, it's shit. It's a very good story from a chronological point of view. Compared to Badlands, it's set in the future, it's shit, but tells a very good story from a chronological order point of view. Right, okay. What is that? The new one coming out? Is called Badlands, and it's not a great movie, but it's great in terms of like giving you context of the actual universe for Predators. I think it's. I probably need to move that painting. I got a little painting that I'm probably not doing any good. Having it sat there because my lamp arm goes into it quite often when I push it back. KOTOR 1 and 2 to slam dunk on Star Wars fans. I have no. What's the? That's obvious. Is that an? Is that an? Hold on a second. Acronym. There you go. Got there. Well, you will have to tell me what the acronym is. Remember, we don't know everyone's acronyms, right? Oh, okay. Do you know what? That is a game where I played the demo so much. I literally had the demo when it first came out. Never got around to buying the game and playing it, but the demo is that's an amazing game. I know it's an amazing game just from having played the demo so much. It's not many demos that I've played more of. For Final Liberation, probably played more of that. Fallout 1, might have played a little bit more of the demo of Fallout 1 than I did of Knights of the Old Republic, but it's close. It would be close. Played a lot of that demo. Wasn't even a long demo. I need to play those games. Yeah. Why, like, does it have, like, in terms of the storylines, does it, like, is there some sort of things in that go against... Man, there's loads of stuff like that bothers me, though, right? Like, it's not just Knights of the Old Republic, but you, like, Mysteries of the Sith and Dark Knight and all of that stuff has all been wiped from the current canonical lore of the universe, right? Like, I don't even think Kyle Katana bloody exists in Star Wars lore anymore, and it's just like, honestly, Disney can go suck a fat one. They could just go suck a fat one. I don't care. They got rid of some of the best, most compelling characters in the universe when they did that. Like, for an entire generation of people, and it's just so... It's so destructive and so wantonly... It's so obvious that they don't care about the franchise when they do stuff like that. That's the other thing, is it's like, it was such a dead giveaway and a dead cert from the start that, like, it was, you know, and it was like, George, what have you done? Couldn't you see? Couldn't you see what they were going to do with this? Oh, fucking hell. Fuck me. I'm angry. Now I'm angry talking about Star Wars. Turning into Alex Jones. Better not. Isn't he still banned on YouTube? Probably. Excuse me whilst I mute myself and Hoover. Mixed bag. The expanding you got. Yeah, I know. Drives me nuts. Some of the most compelling characters in the whole of the... Right, Hoover, sorry. haven't got an episode there, but definitely better than it was for me. Both of the games got into the nature of the Jedi and Sith. Sorry. Giving you so many options to explore and contend with. Right. Yeah, like the actual, like, you know, maybe I did play the first one and I didn't end up playing the second one or something. I only played the demo. So now I do have kind of memories of... I don't think I'm getting confused between Dark Forces and, like, Jedi Knight and Mystery of the Sith, where... Yeah, like the original... May have played the original Knights of the Old Republic, where... Yeah, you do get really amazing options in terms of going light or dark, and you get to kind of see what force powers each side kind of like gets. And the philosophy behind all of that is kind of like revealed, right? The reason why like the dark side gets grip, for example, and why the light side gets push or something like that. But then like again, all of that sort of stuff's just been scrapped, hasn't it? Basically, more or less. From what I understand, like, didn't they just make it so that everyone can do whatever they want if they've got force powers now? And it's just sort of like, what? Like, I don't know. Like, everyone gets force pull or something like that. That was the other thing. I think everyone gets force pull. But, like, yeah, one side, like, if you can't do force grip. Which is kind of weird because if you're doing force pull, aren't you also doing force grip? Anyway. Let's not. Let's not go there. Oh, it's still canon to me. Hell yeah, man. Like, you know what? We should... This would probably be a good use of AI, right? Would be to... get it to rewrite the entire lore of the universe to, like, allow for the good bits, the rare good bits that have come out of the franchise since Disney got their hands on it. Because, let's be honest, as bad as some of the things that have come out of the Disney franchise taking over Star Wars are, there are some okay parts, right? I think, is that fair to say? There's been some alright bits, right? They're just, you know, like, what was it? Red One? Is it? Red Squadron? What the hell? I can't remember. Why am I expected to remember these things? You know what I mean? Rogue One got there. Was good, right? I've heard that Andor is really good. Like the start of The Mandalorian was really good, but then I heard it sort of went a little bit tits up. I don't know if that's true, but Clone Wars was really kind of the one that I was really probably aiming at most of all. Like, Rogue One is really good, but, like, Clone Wars is, like, really good. I haven't watched all of it, but I've watched a lot of it, and it's like, I could watch the rest of it, and I've heard nothing but good things about Clone Wars. It's all positive. Don't I have something for this? I feel like I used to. Maybe I'll just use paper like I usually do, or something. Possibly a bit much. We'll see. You ever play the 2004, 2005 Star Wars Battlefront games? I've played one of the Star Wars Battlefront games. Yeah, I was good at it. It took me a while to warm up to that game and get good at it, but I was pretty good at that. I did enjoy Yodering or Darth Vadering most of all my way around the map. Well, also Palpy, just rocking Palpy for fun, but really like all about running Yoda and Darth, if you ask me. But they didn't have like, again, would have been so good to have Kyle Katana as one of the characters in that those Battlefront games, right? Oh no. I don't know if this is the right choice, actually. I'd probably be better off with a spade. I reckon. Maybe. I think I'd be better off with a spade, but it needs to be a nice one that's in decent order. So we use this, I think. A mod to get full 200 versus 200 games in 2000 reminds me of the movies. That sounds amazing. That sounds amazing, to be fair. To sound like the business. This is like my best brush for what I want to do here, I think. Yeah, that's about... No. 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 Sorry. God knows where that came from. Republic Commander, I don't think I played. But, yeah, Knights of the Old Republic, I need to play, man. I need to actually, like, replay both of them in case I played even one of them, because I know that they're not only held in such high regard, but I just know that they're good. Is that still dry? Is that still wet, do you think? That's not the satin, is it? Is that some of the oil still popping through? We did maybe this missed a spot. We're just gonna do it. We're just gonna do it. It's fine. We're just gonna do it. It's fine. Fine. Could just do this. Just do this. It's fine. Absolutely fine. It's fine. No, that sounds the business. That does. I bet you had to have a bit of a beast of a computer to do it. Battle Bit, I guess, was maybe inspired by that, right? Which is was a game that looked like it was maybe going to be really good, and maybe is really good. But I don't know anyone who's playing it, and I'm shit at joining like new Discords to go and play games with people. Because it's just have to meet new people. No, that's not. It's fine. Not that bad. Invoke. He'll invoke it. Invocation complete. That's pretty much a perfect 50-50 mix-ish. We're close to in the middle. We'll be fine. Pick all of that up with this. So it's spread through. How strong are we? Actually, fine. I think this should just... Yes. I should have mixed more of it, but yes. Just a little bit more of it. would have been good. But that's perfect. Be able to like do a few layers of that and then do some edge highlights. And on that, and those will come out really nicely with the gold, obviously, and other bits. Good old Metal and Alchemy. They are really good. Again, like this. I need to get a few more of these actually. Like I could do with my warms. I like how Nikki again talked about those yesterday. He was like, you just need a couple of colds and you just need a couple of warms, and I was like, that's fucking true. Yeah. Why would you actually just choose your favorites, which are the most powerful and like mid-tone, and then you can shift things in different directions using. I like how again using ink wash is a good shout. I would just haven't done much of these true metallics to sort of like until very recently to even form a lot of these thoughts, and like, but I've thankfully listened to people like him and also who else, Mohawk in the past, about, you know, certain color choices, certain brand choices when it comes to metallics. Scale color is really good. Vallejo metal color, as I've been learning and have been told before, is really good. GW ones are just generally not great. They're not the way. They're not great metallics. But they're all right if you want to kind of use them to shift color direction from mixing with one of your other favorite brands, because you know you kind of mix the properties up and get close. If I wish I just had a slightly smaller brush for this. Hold on, let's see if this is a better angle. Okay. Works for me. Do 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 do. No. Kind of getting GoldenEye vibes a little bit off of this music. And how some of my mates were like so good at GoldenEye. I got so try-hardy and got so good at it as well, but like only because of how good my mates were at it. Must beat them at GoldenEye. What? Didn't have an N64 of my own, of course, so it was just a matter of you know, pondering the game almost, you know, just, you know, time in meditation over mechanics and how to play better. Oh, that's good. Couple areas just still a little bit too blue. Cool. Yeah. Yeah. For sure. For sure. Don't think there's anything left in there. Need to do one more mix of that to do this side. Wait, wait. Oh, that'll be fine. Slightly over. I think we've been slightly more towards the speed metal side than the... Is it... What is this again? Cobalt? Yeah, cobalt. Alchemy. And the sort of white is a... speed metal. So white is the white metallic is speed metal, and the cold blue is cobalt alchemy by scale color. Quite rough on the side of here. That will do. Ready for edge highlights. And the gold. Let's touch more on this side. That'll be fine once we put the gold on it. Okay, double check this one whilst we've still got a bit of the paint around. Just put the excess that we might have on it, frankly. Make sure that we unify between the two a little bit more because we've done a few mixes. Actually, some of those do look ever so slightly different. Some more blue than others. Cool, that'll do it. Yeah, it's actually come out just as you'd expect, really. Like it's not as smooth, admittedly, as probably what you would get from doing that with layering, I'm sure, but we are under time constraints, so in terms of how long these have taken and will take to finish. So we're ready for gold. Gold! I love gold! We're gonna put a big mix in quickly now of the base that we are using for all of these, which we have started on that. So we're going to get them all with that gold on them so that they're ready for shading. Then that would be wonderful. Now the question is, having done oils, it's super tempting to, when we're going to do like final highlights at the end, to do oil washes on the gold, but I think we're just going to stick with what we've done with the other two, because otherwise it's all going to end up looking a little bit different than the first two lads that we've done. And ultimately, like, than the rest of the army of Aphelians and everything else. So, someone did. Thank you, dude. Appreciate it. Nice one. Cool. Let's do the mix. Yeah. Bosh it. Rhinox that I was using, right? Have I put that aside as opposed to put that up there? Or have I put it... Go. It's not enough on there to get a decent drip off it, is there? Oh, maybe there is. Maybe there will be. You can't see this very well, can you? Just about. Let's give that another shake. Now we've got plenty. Excess. Wipe that excess off the back. Try to make as little mess on the pot as possible, but I think I should probably... There you go. Having done that just then, don't want that on the inside of the bottle cap. There's already enough guff in there as it is. I should probably take that out, to be fair. I know I would usually invert it, but I think that it's kind of fresh enough to possibly easily get out. Because I haven't had this paint for long. Shouldn't be caked in and set hard. I think. Good luck. This is not much. I sometimes think that actually the paint is actually an advance. Like when the paint gets in the cap, it's actually filling the space that is needed to be filled in order to prevent further drying. And sometimes I think that actually taking that out of the cap is a mistake. Do you know what I mean? Does anyone ever think that? I know that's a bit of a... When we've been removing the dry crud out of the top of the cap for such a long time, it's a little bit of a like, what? Moment, but like Pikachu, shocked Pikachu moment, but as in terms of having suggested that, and I know it's just blowing your mind right now, you're having like mind explosions going on all over the place, but it's something I think sometimes. You know what I mean? Yeah, I sometimes think that. I think sometimes it's possible that you need to leave that paint in there. One thing's for sure, it's not a clean seal, is it? It's not. That's one thing that's for sure. God, the abuse this brush is getting. I hate myself for what I'm doing right now for this brush. Ah! I should put all of that in. Wash it out, wash it out. Get it up and go wash it out. Good God. Cleaning up a lid. Yeah, me too. There's a great satisfaction in the cleaning of the lids. I agree. Maybe that's part of the trick. No, I mean, I'm joking. What trick? What trick does he speak of? Right, doesn't matter. Just tricks. Tricks of a kids. Dun, 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 ba, 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 dun, ba. We really need to do the insides of those guys' faces as well. But if we just do the base coat of this gold where it needs it, then we can do those bits on the inside before we don't have to worry too much about in things we've already worked on. We are going to end up like just destroying this brush, aren't we? That's just what's going to happen. The sooner I come to terms with it, the better, probably. Face facts, you know. Facts don't care about my brush, you know. Yeah, brush cleaning advice. Yeah, I do. Yeah. But this is the thing: is that if you use the tip of your brush enough, you will damage the hairs eventually. That's the thing, right? You can clean your brush as much as you want, but depending on how you paint with it, will dictate its actual length of life. And as I use the same brush for most tasks, it's whether or not I'm freehanding and using the very tip of it, or I'm doing like edge stuff that's not so bad for it. It's anyway, all good. It's fine. Frankly, if I can just make it to the end of the stream without actually needing to eat more food, I think I'll have done very well. Not that I've eaten any food today, actually, but that having been said, we just had coffee. So far today, be happy to get to 1 o'clock without breaking fast. Getting through the stream, but I don't know if I'll make it. I need more encouragement, chat. It is. We do have brush cleaning advice. There is a video on the channel for it. That is something that you want to have a go look at. But stable brushes at the end of the day can only really take so much before they go. Using them on metallic paints is something a lot of people won't do because they think it ruins their brushes quicker. I don't really think that that's necessarily the case. It's just the kind of actions that you take when you're painting with it. But you can also take those same kinds of actions when you're painting with normal paints. So, but needs more study as well. Can't really be certain of that. That's just a hunch. We like our hunches. This is all gold. Those little eyes are gold, but This is alright. Don't mind this tune. Good. Plus now we've got this mix, we just need to keep going as well. As another reason why I don't want to break fast now. Because if I break fast, by the time I come back, most of this paint will actually not really be active and happy to paint with. And it'll be a bit of a waste. And all of that jazz. So... Been researching his brush and stuff lately and found some interesting things out. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Go on, do tell. Oh, TD. Well, yeah. Do go ahead and tell us what those are. What is it that's also gotten you interested in the research specifically of this subject? Anything in particular? Shuffle down some protein, enabler. Shuffle down some protein. Get that fast. Well, no, I mean, there's nothing in, lads. There's nothing in. I don't have anything. I've got like eggs, and I'm sort of getting to the point where I'm a little bit bored of eating eggs. So nothing to eat really. I just thrown a bunch of old crusty things. Oh, need to be careful of that on my finger and doing such things there. Just knowing things, yeah. No milk in the fridge, just pickled eggs. Pickled eggs and pickled onions and rice and peas and some chips. Pretty much what I have in, and some animal fats, butter and duck fat, and that's about it. Nothing really to make a proper meal out of, really, apart from boring rice and peas at this point. Under the collar and with every stroke, a single hair or fibre starts to get pulled out slowly, hence the tip always having a long strand. Who seems wonky and just crap like that. So, I don't think that is really what's happening, to be honest, most of the time, but I might be wrong. It's probably just that there's a guide hair on the brush, but it also depends on like the brushes, right? If you're talking about just cheap brushes you buy from shops, for sure, shit like that's gonna happen all the time. Like if you just buy cheap brushes, you'll have hairs come out of them all the time. But you won't get that with like a Rosemary and Co. and an Artist Opus, or like a well-made artist brushes shouldn't do that. Mass-produced ones are a bit different, but when they're handmade in like, you know, reputable workshops where they have history of these sorts of things, like you might have a guide hair that you might need to, you know, if it's been missed, maybe, or it could, or for your preference, it could be a little bit shorter. You can cut that down. The actual like hairs moving up as you do brush strokes, if there's that much friction in your brush strokes, okay, I mean like dry brushing maybe, but again, even dry brushing should have, as has been pointed out by Byron, most of the time should have a little bit of moisture. Actually helps to add to the way that goes on, unless you're literally trying to create the feeling of dryness from the result of your stroke. Then old school dry brushing is like kind of a thing of the past that most people don't do, but like there you might get the kind of friction in a dry brush to actually have like bristles being pulled out of the ferrule. Maybe, but again, it's only on low quality brushes. It's not going to happen. I don't know where you found that research. Again, it's going to be maybe with really cheap shit brushes, but like it's not going to happen with artist brushes. But you will get like guide hairs, and if you know, like if you're trying to do some like tip-on freehanding, then you'll suddenly experience that guide hair maybe, and maybe you wouldn't have noticed it when you were doing like layering or basing. It's all very particular and context dependent, really, all of this stuff. You know, your experience might vary, but that might be down to a difference in product, environment, technique, approach, practice. Goat hair is amazing. It depends on what you're painting. If you would never catch me doing this with goat hair. Never catch me painting what I'm doing right now. You'd never catch me doing it with goat hair. So, goat hair is great for when you want to paint with goat hair. But like, I believe dry brushing is goat hair is one of goat hairs in our model space. You would be happy to use goat hair bristles for some dry brushing, but again, it's like depends, right? Horsehair is very good. Boar hair is very good. There's all, you know, ferret hair. They're all great for making brushes and bristles, but for the context in which you would use them, for the moisture retainment, snap, and flow, ultimately, are kind of like the three main factors that will cause you to choose whatever hair that you want, or synthetics, obviously. But you know, everyone knows what I think about synthetics of all sorts, pretty much. So Tesco might choose that same stuff made the same way, just save a few pennies. Very rarely is. Very rarely is. Like, maybe at Tesco or Aldi, maybe, but like, say if you go to the pound shop, like you're just not getting the same kind of materials. You're not getting like the same build quality as an artist brush. They're drastically different. It very rarely, in fact, that is the case. It's a very strong distinction between the artist's standard materials most of the time than what you get supplied in the hobby section of a supermarket. They are worlds apart, usually. Like the quality of, like, say, oil paints, for example, and brushes are worlds apart from what you would get in an art store. And I mean a proper art store, not like a generic Hobbycraft art store. Although Hobbycraft is good. They do stock like the good quality stuff. And even their own range stuff is pretty good compared to the high quality artist range, but yeah. Sounds like more research is needed there, TD. Yeah, it's something that I could learn more about myself for sure, but it's like, how much do I need to learn about brushes to do what I need to do? I feel like I kind of reached like the point at which I don't need to learn any more about brushes. Almost like I could make my own brush design for my own specific needs for certain things at this point, if I really wanted to, if that was something of interest, like what Mike's doing, like, but I don't really feel like kind of, I don't know, don't feel like making my own brushes, competing with, like Rosemary and Co. or Artis Opus at all. That doesn't personally interest me myself, but it's just texturization on the top of some of these places. I'm not looking like the look of loads, but hopefully it's just interpretation of it or something. Using the hair of ginger humans nowadays for my brushes, that sounds like a plan. How come someone hasn't set that up? Honestly, it sounds like you're doing them a favour. Really. But the question is he doing us all a favour? I don't know where I'm going with that. That's just being very ridiculous, absurd humour. Nothing against gingers. Although obviously, you know, wouldn't want to be one. Jokes. Good fun. Good fun. Glad we're all in on the joke. And no one's the target of it. Don't think any of you are ginger, are you? Doesn't matter if you are, no one cares. Nobody cares, especially not if you're ginger. Yeah, that's a good one. No, yeah. Chicks. Nice one. Good GG, Matt. Yep. Yeah, if I would say that probably the best place to go and research that I'm aware of would be to literally get yourself a catalogue from Rosemary and Co. Because it tells you all about their different brushes, what hairs they use and why they use them, what the advantages of all the different hairs are and bristles. Coming from a company that's like 200 years old or something, you know, like or 250 years old, maybe. No, that's not right. That's not right, is it? Because they've been around for like nearly 100 years. They're like 85 years or something like that. They've been around for a long time. I want to say Rosemary and Co. And if I'm right in saying, they literally put it all in their brochures. Like they tell you all about horsehairs, all about, you know, different hairs, I think. And if not, it's on their website. So if you want to get educated on the topic, then I believe that they have a fairly good, like, rudimentary kind of amount of information on their website. But if you wanted to really learn about brushes in a way that actually maybe you would be able to make some of your own or give a greater insight into a good choice of materials, for example, for someone to build their own brushes with, then they actually run courses. at Rosemary & Co, I believe, that you have to go to in person. They sort of have them X amount of times throughout the year, and they'll train you in the sort of knowledge, and I think even in the skill of making brushes. Show you what tools are needed, all that sort of jazz. I'm pretty sure they do that. So that would be a good way, I think, to go about that. I wouldn't. I think you'd be better off taking advice from, like established, trusted brush makers than anything you'll get out of like ChatGPT or any sort of search engine on the internet. Frankly, about brushes, you're gonna have to like go to trusted sources on that one, I would say, to get the best information. That's what I would do. If you want to know what I think, that's what I think. If they didn't have like, if it wasn't in their benefit to kind of sell you a course on the thing, and they wouldn't tell you, or something almost, it's kind of, it's in their benefit to show on their like website stuff that you can then look further into to find that it's true, because it shows you that when you look at their stuff, they're telling you the truth, kind of thing. So yeah, Rosemary & Co, if you want to learn more about brushes, they literally do like weekend courses, and you can go and learn to make brushes and stuff, I think. And by the time you've done a weekend course at Rosemary & Co, you may not be a master, and may not have the deepest knowledge of brush care or maintenance or making or manufacture or anything, but you will have way more than the average person. That's for sure. That's a guarantee. But yeah, that would be like probably the optimum way, I would say, is just go and get like a weekend course if that was a possibility. I'd love to go and do something like that at Rosemary & Co. I'd love to go and spend a weekend and do one of their weekend courses. But I think they also do like, I might be getting things confused, and they do courses in painting styles. They might, in fact, I know that's a thing they do. Like if you want to go and learn how to do oil on canvas, they get like top artists in, who, world-renowned artists who are the best in their field at doing these sorts of things, and they'll hold courses there, so you can go and like learn like oil on canvas. You could go and learn acrylic on canvas or whatever. It's a kind of one-stop shop to a degree for the aspiring artists, really, actually, to a degree. Can't really sing their praises enough. Not sponsored, don't have any sponsorship. They did send me some brushes once, but never badgered them ever again. They've never badgered me. They've never sent me any money or anything. This is just honestly good feedback for Rosemary & Co. Good people, nice people work there. Really nice customer service department. Really quick service. You get, you order a brush, it's pretty much there with you the next day most of the time. Obviously fits through the letterbox. If it's like the first thing that you've ordered that year, they'll send you a new catalogue. Even if it's just like a single brush, they'll send you like this nice chunky catalogue, and that catalogue, like I say, tells you like all the material choices, sort of tells you who designed the brush, why they designed the brush, like what it's particularly good for. Great company. Great British company. I think they're out in the Cotswolds somewhere, so in a beautiful part of the country. I mean, frankly, Rosemary just seems like a switched on bird. Nice switched on lady. Do you know what I mean? Nice person. Good people. I need to eat something. I've hit like my 1 o'clock wall. And I don't know. I need to keep painting because we've got all this gold to do. We've got all these discs to do. And that gold's not going to sit there being wet paint forever. And I'm kind of sick and tired of eating boiled eggs, but I also don't really have that much else in boiled eggs and nuts and hard, you know, like nuts, seeds, a little bit of like I think I've got a few walnuts left. I've got a few banana biscuit sort of crunchy whatever's left, you know. Otherwise, very little in and very little money to do much about it. So just remember, you can find a way to tip me on Twitch, on my Twitch page. We haven't really, like, I don't think we've set that up on YouTube. I haven't put a link for that on YouTube, but would appreciate any help if anyone's able to send any at the moment. Got yeah, another number of days at least before I see any more dough, and I'm just going to end up eating fucking rice and peas and boiled eggs for the next week or something. At this rate, it's just going to be kind of shit, and don't know what the stream performance is going to end up turning into if I don't get supplemented with the correct amount of energy and nutrients. It could sort of really start unraveling. Fair warning. May not see me as much, may disappear, may not be doing these streams as regularly if I can't get help this week from you guys. So just putting that out there. I hate to put it on you guys, but it's that's the situation as it falls at the moment. So if you're enjoying the stream, put your money where your mouth is. Prove it with a dono. Mad Cat needs your help. There you go. Enough of that. Moving swiftly on. Yeah. Yeah, but then you see that's sort of like food that's there for emergencies. So, you know, like once it's gone, then there's nothing. And then I'm in danger of actually, like, you know, becoming extremely ill. You know, as a result of actual malnutrition. Okay, just so you know. So yum eggs, yum nuts and seeds, but yeah, that's kind of like consuming more of that puts me further at risk, and it's, you know, just let you guys know. Cool. If you're cool with that, that's fine. But yeah, like it becomes an issue, unavoidable. And your coolness with it is compliance and complicity with it. So, noted. Glad to know I'm so appreciated. My presence here and all the... Yeah, great. Streaming and content creation. Gotta love it. Right, okay, I better go then. There's no point in sitting here giving you guys any more painting. See you tonight on Twitch. Have a good day. Ciao, bye. If you enjoyed that episode of Beyond the Box Art, make sure to follow me on all my social medias. And if it pleases you to procure one of my painted pieces, you can peruse the eBay shop. eBay shop doesn't work. And if you really enjoy the content, you can support me directly at ko-fi.com/.